Okay, what about the clip where you were on the Santa Monica Pier? And I believe like when we saw this clip, we thought that it was poop, but then it wasn't. Was it Coke? You get doused with Coca-Cola?
Are you talking about recently?
It was relatively recent.
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels like there's been a lot of people that attacked you with bodily fluids.
That was in Australia,
okay.
in Adelaide. And yeah, he dumped like poop. I think he pooped in a subway toilet, and then he had the subway cup and he scooped his own poop, and then he came and poured it on my head. And then
how do you feel about that now?
I mean, yeah, that guy was a fucking idiot. I mean, we tackled him and then called the police because he tried to run, but he's like a fat guy, so he can't run. So we tackled him, called the police. The police came, got arrested, and he went to court. And I don't know what happened from there, but you know, I testified on Zoom like a few months ago, and I was like, yeah, this guy, I could have got HIV. I don't know what the this guy has.
Right.
And so I think he got charged with some kind of felony.
Wow. They should have to like notify you, because the guy who put the gun in my face, I never found out what happened to him. I would appreciate some correspondence. Like, send me a fucking letter and tell me what happened to my op.
Yeah, I mean, you would think, but I mean, I testified against him, so I know he was getting some kind of felony.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I just wonder what. Actually, no, because I knew a dude who threw a cup of piss on a guy when we were younger, and he for sure got like charged with like attack with a bodily fluid.
Yeah. No, it's like bioterrorism or something.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, bioterrorism was what they called it at that time.
It's like f***ed up, you know. But yeah, and then I got pepper sprayed like a week later in Australia as well.
And at a moment like that, are you just starting to feel like I'm just like a human punching bag for these people?
Well, so I mean, no. Okay, when I got pepper sprayed, we tackled him as well. Called the police. Then I punched him a couple times. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? And he was like, I just thought it'd be funny. Like, he wasn't a hater.
Right.
He was like, I just thought it'd be funny. I'm trying to get a clip. And I'm like, whatever. It's not funny. And then the police arrested him, and then they released him like a couple hours later. And then he was posting in his Discord. He's like, I got a homemade gun. I'm gonna come shoot you. So I'm like, all right. So I hired security to avoid getting, like, I don't know if he was being serious, but I was like, let me just get some security.
Wow. That's crazy right there.
But yeah, I mean, those are the only two times that I was really attacked ever.
But you were lucky enough to have people around who were able to kind of help you handle the situation by attacking the poop guy and the pepper spray guy and putting him in a chokehold.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like different than Aiden Ross or Jack Doherty rolling around with like real deal security, but you still got to keep like a big guy around with you for the most part.
I try not to have security because I think it takes away from the authenticness of like a stream.
Right.
But yeah, like sometimes I'll have security. You know, I did a road trip with Action Man, and you know, I hired security guard for that because just in case, you know, people are crazy. I don't know. But, you know, I told him just stay back, let me do my thing, whatever. And he did. And it was fine. It was actually good because we avoided getting kicked out of places from callers because we had him. Because he would go up, he'd show the badge, made me look really like legit. And then the restaurant would be like, okay, fine.
Yeah, I did a BMX trip to New York City one time, and I had security the whole time, and it was amazing how spots that we would never normally be able to ride because you would just get kicked out by security, us having security was able to kind of like intimidate / like neutralize the situation. So we got away with a lot of shit that we would normally not be able to get away with, even though realistically, who the f is this guy? Like, yeah, he's a security guard, but like whatever. Like, it's not
just makes you look legit.
He's not involved with like the operations of this, you know, college that we're trying to ride bikes at or whatever, but they were just kind of letting us get away with murder. Yeah,
I think it's just, you know, the other security guards, they just, you know, they get minimum wage. They don't really care. They see another guy with security, they're like, maybe he's supposed to be here. You know, what's going, like they're filming. Maybe there's like they just think it's legit.
Yeah. The other day behind the store, we had like a bunch of dudes doing graffiti, drinking lean, and the cops are like rolling by, but we got like 2 or 3 security guards standing right there. And it's like the cops, like, what are they gonna fucking do? Like, you know, if we say like why would anybody who's doing illegal graffiti have a bunch of security?
Right.
That doesn't really make sense. So the cops are just like, sure, continue on.
Yeah, makes sense.
And it was our property, but it could have very easily not been our property, and like it just felt like they weren't gonna give a fuck either way.
Yeah.
But so how do you feel when you see like this new generation where you have people like Neon and Jack Doherty that are kind of like, I mean, like Neon would have been beaten to death probably by now if it wasn't for him having security, or he would have at least been attacked dozens of times.
Yeah, I mean, Neon's one of those guys, Jack Doherty. These are just guys who are like, yeah, I mean, they're not funny. They have no content, so they're just like pressing people behind security guards, and that's their only content. I mean, I don't respect it. I think it's stupid. Why don't you just be funny? Like, if they were at least funny, I'd respect it, but like, they're not even funny, so I just don't respect it. I just think they're morons. Also, they both view bot, so I don't respect that at all entirely. 100. Like, I hate people who view bot, so it's like it devalues my hard work and my viewers. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I think about that a lot too, just because like I know of at this point like a bunch of podcasts that I'm not 100% sure, but I'm like pretty sure that they have fake views on their shit, and like just knowing that to the average fan that they might look at me doing an interview that gets 100K and that like somebody else just buys a couple 100K to make it look like they're, you know, in the 400 or 500K on a podcast club, and I'm just like, this is insane that I'm competing against these fake numbers.
But you can always tell when someone's view botting because, okay, if Neon actually got 100,000 viewers every time he went live, he wouldn't be able to leave his house.
Right.
Without getting stopped a million times. I mean, on Kick, I get like 10 to 15, maybe if I do an event, 20,000 viewers. And I mean, every time I leave my house, I get stopped multiple times. So if I had 100,000 viewers, I would probably get swarmed everywhere. So, like, you could just tell when somebody is faking their shit.
But is it expensive to buy fake viewers, or is it just kind of whatever?
It's not expensive.
It's not expensive, so there's no reason for them not to do it. There's been a bunch of times, I'll be honest, where I've been on people's streams that I was under the impression that they were extremely popular because of their live viewer numbers, and then I'll like do content with a person, and then you're kind of like looking at Twitter after, and you're looking at Instagram after, and it's like I've been on like really, really big podcasts, and I know what it's like. I know what it's like to go on Andrew Schultz's podcast, and it's like and I think our episode got like 1 million plus views, and it really felt like something on Twitter and stuff. Like you could see random people tweeting at you, letting you know that they think you're funny or that you suck, or you know, like the clips just started. Like it just felt like there's like a lot more with that audience. Whereas some of the live streamers I've worked with, you do it and it seems like it's huge because you see the chat going crazy and you see like the live viewer number, but then it just doesn't feel like real afterwards. You feel like I would be feeling the repercussions of me being on that stream more if this was real. It's very strange, but you also don't want to like fake accuse anybody, you know?
I mean, I'll fake accuse people. I don't care.
Right.
I mean, I think a lot of people view bot on Twitch, on Kick. Yeah, it's cheap and there's no reason not to. So it's like most people do it. But it's really embarrassing because, like you said, if they come on your show or you go do something with them and then it doesn't reflect,
right, they
look stupid.
I would be so scared to do that. Even at the worst moments in terms of my viewership, even at the moments where I felt like, holy, our viewership is hemorrhaging to the point where it feels like this might be the end, I still was not tempted to like go get a bunch of fake viewers, even though that realistically could have probably like quelled whatever like negativity, because like people are fucking dumb. Like they'll see a large number of live viewers and that makes them feel like, oh, this is something I want to be involved in, and they see a low number of viewers and they think, oh, this is a failure, this is a sinking ship, I don't want to be involved with this.
So the problem with view botting is, yes, it seems tempting, but the problem is, and why I've never done it, is if you actually have streams that are good, people are going to assume it's view botted if the viewership is higher than average, and they're not going to click on it. Whereas if I'm doing a stream that's just like chill, whatever, the viewership will be lower, so people know, like it just, if you view bot and people figure it out, your image, like no one's going to take you seriously.
Right.
And no one's going to know if you're doing something cool or doing something like chill. You know, like I want people to know if I have high viewers, it's really good content. If I have low viewers, I'm just chilling.
I assume that it feels like people don't get caught for the fake viewers.
I mean, they don't get caught, but it's just obvious.
It's hard to fit. Yeah, but it's obvious to you as somebody who's in like the top 1% of like understanding live streaming. But then for like everybody else, I feel like
I think a lot of viewers see it, can see through it too.
Yeah, maybe these do.
You know, I mean, people, for example, say neon view bots. Everyone thinks that. I mean, but it's true. You don't get 50K viewers in 1 minute. It's impossible unless you have some planned thing that everyone's looking forward to.
Right. No, yeah, that's crazy.
And then holding, the same viewer number for like 10 hours straight, impossible. It just doesn't happen.
Right.
When I stream, my shit fluctuates the entire time by thousands of viewers.
I've always assumed that if I were to fake views on anything, that people would just figure it out instantaneously. And it's probably not true, but it just feels like, I don't know exactly how it happens, like how you get the fake viewers, like while you're...
So someone like you who already has a platform with real viewers, if you were to ViewBot, it wouldn't be super easy to figure out.
Right, it would kind of blend in, yeah.
But like I said, the problem with that, if I ViewBotted, for example, with already real viewers, the problem is if I'm doing something good, if every stream is the same view count every time, no one's going to know what I'm doing is good